Oh, yeah. My phone's still charging up. Yeah. But I have to be done at about 3:40. Now, this is the letter L of the World Book Encyclopedia. I'm sure there's something important in here. Oh, look at the library. That's where I am right now. Now, thank you for that memory. I just wanted to mention that this was not where I wanted to spend my life. I actually wanted to live with my family. Now, I know that after you receive an email where it documents a crime, you have an obligation to enforce the law. Now, what is the actual excuse? The as in ZEE, the end of the II. What possible excuse could you have for disallowing me to have custody of my sons? Now, I have lots of documents there, and I'm sure that I have a lawsuit, yes. But we could look at the library. We could look at the law libraries of each and every state of the United States. But we looked at those, didn't we? We could look at the law libraries of the ABA accredited universities. But we looked at those. Now we could look at the rare book collections. Yes. Those books that are expensive. Yeah. Part of the Bernanke Rare Book and Manuscript Library at Yale. Yale University, where they have the skull and bones. Yes, where George W. Bush had said, well, if it was a secret society, we wouldn't tell you about it. Now, why don't you just look at the library of the skull and bones? I mean, I have seen actual photographs of a location, yes, and I'm thinking it's at Yale, yes, yes, where a large number of students get invited to belong to a secret society that has a whole bunch of U.S. government grants money for the improvement of school libraries, the National Defense Education Act of 1958, Higher Education Act of 1965, Museum and Library Services Act of 1996. If you wanted to know, I didn't email the National School Board attorneys yet. Yeah, because I would think that any school board that has knowledge of forgery and fraud when issuing protection orders, yes, has the knowledge of me not receiving any actual notice of court hearings when giving custody of my sons to my wife, yeah, and then knowing that they were in the wrong grade for the last 7.5 years, I would have thought that school boards would just be irate at these types of things happening. Ouch. Now, I know there are a lot of the Association of Research Libraries. Yeah, 125 Canadian libraries belong to Association. I thought, didn't we look at those? Oh, and then there's a library in Chicago. Oh, research libraries. Ooh, thousands of rarely used journals and government documents, which member, somebody's buying those, aren't they? I mean, it's a subscription service to these rarely used government documents that seem to be of no value to anybody other than those that want to read them. You know, I looked at the actual government documents. Yesterday, I was looking at the ARRA, something about the funding for schools. Yes, I didn't go through it yet because I'm charging up my phone. Yeah, but could you just tell me, yes, why I have not gotten a phone call from my sons? Well, seems like libraries are somewhat important. Yeah, maybe we should. The Library of Congress publishes the National Union catalog. Yeah. Other works in a large number of Canadian, many libraries share catalogs over computer networks. A researcher who finds, oh, thank you, Jessica, WorldCat. Let's get every IP address of the WorldCat system. Yeah. And all of those that use the interlibrary loan system. Well, that's quite a card catalog of memories. Now, the WorldCat system, cat, yes. That was for sis, yes. I do remember somebody thinking that you could go through the memories, right, and you could card catalog them. Oh, Danny Rankin, the volunteer librarian at the Wasco Library. Yesterday I thought that Sis was going to decide Pope, and that a whole bunch of women that, well, use their vaginal muscle as a communication system, they would never actually have sex with it. You'd have to pay them to do it. Could you call Danny Rankin and find out if she decided to card catalog the memories of actual citizens, and if Jessica was reading all my memories this whole time, so you could know exactly what I would do every day? Now just call the Wasco Library. Yes, 20 miles down. Pooch. The whole city of Wasco. And then there's that place, that very special place where you had went out there and the Lord told you this was going to be a camp. Yes. Out there in the wheat fields not far from Wasco. Yes. I had went out there with them, and you could buy a small house out there. Yes. For next to nothing. Of course, there was no industry, there was no business. It would be a good place as a retiree. Yeah. But let's call Danny Rankin. Yeah. And find out, did you card catalog? Uh-oh, volunteer librarians that happen to be making all the decisions for the population. Yes. About how to read. Ooch. And then what drawer to keep the card catalog of memories in. Now, Jessica was big on bookmarking, being a blind student at the WSSB. And I thought for sure that my wife had gotten herself involved in the Oprah show, right, where you were going to make so suffering shows out of my personal life for 7.5 years. And then you were, give me the IP addresses of the World Cat System. All of the interlibrary loans of World Cat. Now let's call, okay, Danny Rankin, Sandra Taylor, yes, Heidi Lee Budnick, oh, and then my five sons, yes, and then her memories of my deceased father, Paul Douglas Budnick, because as I understand right now, we do not take apart the memories of American citizens. We leave the minds of those that are citizens alone, and we do not ask every person that's ever been in one of my memories if they'd like to get paid to make a show. Now, are you making a show today? You're entertaining somebody? Oh, well, there's John Stamos. Oh, did he already? Oh, you went through my memories and then you said that I was crazy. There's no possible work. Uh-oh. Mm. Chicago. Library in Chicago. Harpo Studios. The Oprah contract. Chromium. I know what it is. Nanotechnology. The use of Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi. Let's spend some time evaluating nanotechnology. Oh. Could you, yes, do a web page and web search for the word nano? Isn't that right? Deceased memories of those that we have loved. Mork and Mindy. Ooh, nano. Nano. Just search for NANO. And then find out exactly who it is that's manufacturing the latest and greatest in nanotechnology that could be sprayed. Ooch, look at the pollination of the nation that could be put in the food supply. My goodness, that did taste so good. And then the genetics, yes, of organic nanotechnology that replicates itself in the actual bodies of American citizens. Now, as I remember it, Heidi had had some significant pain during that ultrasound. Yes. Why don't we look at my wife right now? Oops. Harpo Studios using satellite communication to be able to read what the net. Oh my goodness, organic nanotechnology. Oh, Harpo is Oprah spelled backwards. That is right. Oprah used to use, no, actually, she used to own Harpo, but then she sold it to somebody. She got out of that business. Harpo, Orpo,